I finally got around to watching the anime The 86th, and if I have to describe it to somebody for the very first time, it was nothing short of great animation, great storytelling, and making the viewer care about almost every single individual character. The best way to give you a description of how I felt while watching 86 is, I don't remember the last time I stayed up at 3 in the morning having to remind myself that these characters that I'm yelling at through my phone are not being affected by my words at all. And the fact that I say that is pretty insane, as I'm watching a lot of anime like Spy X Family, Mob Psycho, To Your Eternity, Eminence in the Shadow, and the list can go on forever since I'm a crazy addict. Now, I can't lie and say that 86 is a bad anime, because it isn't. It really does make you care about every single person. Now, in my opinion, that's exactly how it messes up in this one specific episode. Now, to understand the meaning of this episode and how it actually destroys the anime, you gotta go to the very beginning. The anime starts off inside the walls of the Republic. The Republic is the main country of where the story takes place in. The first thing we learn about the Republic is the fact that they've gotten so far advanced in military that they can fight off wars without losing a single person. You see, in the story of 86, there are these artificial robots that are made by a different country called the Empire a very long time ago. The Empire used these drones in war to fight off enemies in neighboring nations. Unfortunately, after their drones accomplished exactly what they were made for, which was killing any and everything that their makers wanted, they had nowhere else to go, and they simply turned on their creators. Now, after some time in the Republic, one of, if not the only country left standing after the Legion quite literally destroyed everything and everyone, after some time, the Republic comes out with this new technology, or this new, let's say, drone called the Juggernaut, and the Juggernaut are used to fight against the Legion in war. Thankfully, nobody actually operates the Juggernaut. They're just robots that the people in the war use behind the walls inside the Republic. So, with that being said, the Republic hasn't lost anybody at all. Now, because of this fact, of course, people in the military will start getting lazy, not taking the job serious if they're not actually the ones fighting. Now, immediately, the anime makes you learn 3 things. The first thing is that the people in the military do not care about the Juggernauts at all.
Yeah, screw him! Since when do District 1 men like us have to listen to the bitching of the pigs in District 86?
The people in the military see these drones called the Juggernauts as simply servants or tools for the military just to throw away. The second thing is that they make sure to let you know that these Juggernauts aren't just robots. They're actually smart and intelligent. Now, after giving the audience a little bit of clues of how the 86 or the technology the Republic actually made are, they actually give us like real how the military fights. And by fighting, all they actually do is sit behind a computer and control the drones or the Juggernauts to fight the Legion. Oddly enough, as the main person that we see in the story connects to the Juggernaut, they talk back. And by talk, I mean the Juggernaut, the things that we thought were technology and they're just drones, were talking back. They're human. And by now, my head hurts as I'm watching 8 minutes into this anime, because I'm like, okay, they're super high advanced society, make robots to fight back, whatever, they're peaceful, they're lazy, and then we come to learn that they're actually using human beings to fight the Legion. And now things get a little bit weird from here, because now you start to understand that the Republic, the best way to describe it is big city surrounded by walls, and everything on outside of the walls is destruction, destroyed. There's war zones, Legion fighting Juggernaut or the 86, whatever. But why are the people inside the walls inside? And there are people outside the walls that they're using to fight. And by now, I got to the point where I was finally starting to understand what the story is trying to say. Everybody inside the walls, if you notice, have the same color hair. They're all white. Interesting. And then we finally get to see what the 86 actually looks like, and they're regular people, or colored. And so around now, we come to find out that it's actually like slavery in a way, or segregation. The people in the walls all have white hair and they look the same, so they don't like the people that don't look like them. They see them as less than humans. They're just tools for war, as I said earlier. But remember this, they're actually human beings. And now in here, we're starting to pick some character sides. See, the 86, they're forced to live outside these walls. They're literally living out there with the Legion. The Legion will kill any and everything. And the only reason why these people, these kids, they're literal kids outside the walls being killed over and over and over and over. And when they're completely dead, they just replace them with more 86 like it's nothing. And now we're getting to the point where the people inside the walls, they're villains. They're horrible. They act like none of this ever happens. Even in their schools, they act like it's just robots being killed. They're just pigs. And now, although this is literally what made me binge watch every single episode in one day, It's also how it starts to go in a bad direction. You see, by now, you're obviously, unless you're just some crazy person or something, you're gonna side with the 86 because they're forced to be out there just because of the way they look and to fight for these people that don't even care about them or see them as human. And from here, we also start to see like how the 86 actually live, and they actually have names. They're real people. They have personalities. They even like some other people, whatever the case is. We even start to learn that like they're scared to die. They're not just some crazy battle alcoholics that don't understand anything. No, they're scared to die. And to make things worse, we're told that the top of the 86, they're called Spearhead. And this group, that the people in there, they've been alive for a very long time. Generally, when you're put into 86, when you're put into the war, you just die eventually after a year or two because you're kids. Now, there is this one group that has been living for a very long time, which the audience, we start to, like, recognizing, because they're the main people that we see. Now, here's where the anime irritates me, is that the people in the 86, or let's say specifically inside the Spearhead, the group that we're all known as viewers, out of everybody in the Spearhead, every single person dies but 5 people. They're literally left with the death of all of their friends and family. And the main person, the Undertaker, the one that leads the Spearhead, he collects a piece of every single other 86 that's died as if he's carrying it with him. He's also the longest living 86 ever, like compared to everybody else. Every single group he's ever been in has been killed completely. He's the last survivor. And every single time they're on the battlefield, we start to learn that the Legion, when they kill a 86, they take their brain, and the last thing that they said, whether it was crying, screaming, regret, something, they repeat that. So just imagine this, the Legion running around saying the same things that your best friend or your mom or your dad or your sister said before they died over and over and over to you. And I try my best not to give too many spoilers so you can watch it yourself, but if you did watch it, you at least know what I'm talking about for the most part. And now the 86, the 5 people that survive out of the Spearhead in the 86, we come to find out that like we like really like these people. We want them to live, and the anime basically keeps us on edge the entire time, if they're gonna live, if they're gonna die. And they almost kill them in their last battle, which is like fucking insane, playing with my heart and shit. And by this far, I think it's episode 17, I want to say off the top of my head. And the weird thing about this is that they get saved by a different country. They're out of the military. They're allowed to live their own lives finally after watching so many of their comrades die, their family be killed by these machines because the people in the Republic do not like how they look. And you know what they do? They go back to war. The thing that's been killing all of their friends, they go back. I don't understand why they went back. It just makes no sense. The entire anime was us trying to understand, like, the people in the Republic were horrible. The people in the 86 looked different and were treated horribly, and most of their family killed. So why are the 5 people that survived get a second chance and they go back? It just makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't understand why it did it. And it's like it built up all of this energy and emotion for everybody to feel for them and not want them to die. They let them survive and then go back. I said it twice. I don't understand. It makes absolutely no sense. If you agree, let me know, because that shit pissed me off.